When considering a tropical island paradise vacation, the Maldives, Tahiti and Bora Bora are usually at the top of the list. But which is the best one to visit? All three locations are very expensive for different reasons, but more about that later. Very beautiful and reasonably easy to get to. However, in my humble opinion, there's no contest as to which is the better travel destination. My wife disagrees with me. The flight from Adelaide to Maldives' capital Mali takes 17 hours, with a 4 to 5 hour layover in Singapore. In September 1988, the Maldives Environmental Affairs Director, Hussein Shihab, told the UN that his Indian Ocean nation of 1,196 small islands would be completely submerged within the next 30 years. Therefore, I expected our plane to crash into the sea. Contrary to media alarmism, the Maldives isn't a modern-day Atlantis, despite being the size of a postage stamp and only being 1.5 meters above sea level. The capital, Mali, is home to almost 500,000 people, and, judging by the amount of waterfront development, few seem concerned about rising sea levels. The airport is on a different island to the city, so the next leg of our journey was by boat taxi. The Sinamale Bridge was completed in 2018, which now connects Valina International Airport to Mali by road. We spent the first night at a hotel in Mali, both for convenience and cost. Then took a 15-minute speedboat ride to our resort on the Mali Atoll the following morning. The adults-only Adrian Prestige Vado Resort was a quite wonderful place to celebrate our wedding anniversary. The overwater bungalow was really nice. It had an outdoor private spa, ocean view portal in the lounge floor, and a reasonably private balcony with a jacuzzi. Walking down the steps into the clear, warm water was divine, as was the snorkeling experience. My prowess photographing fish was on a par with my fishing ability. The underwater camera filled with water and died after a couple of minutes. I did manage to salvage a couple of photos though. It was hard to find fault with the beaches, resort, bar, pool, restaurant, or the overwater bungalow. We had booked for 2 nights at the Adrian Prestige Vado, but extended our stay for a 3rd night. During our stay in the Maldives, we were blessed with perfect weather. It was hot, with blue skies and sunshine every day. The flight from Adelaide to Auckland took around 4 hours, followed by a 7-hour flight to Tahiti's capital, Papeete. Our 8 nights in French Polynesia were mostly spent in Tahiti, with 2 of the nights in Bora Bora. On arrival, we stayed at the Manava Suite Resort. After returning from Bora Bora, our last few days were spent at Le Tahiti Resort. Both were excellent. hired a car and drove around Tahiti's main island, which took around 6 hours. Every corner you turn presents a more stunning view than the last. It's quite incredible. We visited Papite Market, Taharu Black Sand Beach and Point Venus. Point Venus was an unexpected surprise. It's named after Captain James Cook's arrival aboard HMS Endeavour in 1769, when he came to observe the transit of Venus. HMS Bounty dropped anchor at Matavai Bay on 27th of October 1788. The famous nautical mutiny is commemorated in stone. Other attractions include the Black Sand Beach and Towering Lighthouse, which was designed by Thomas Stevenson, father of Scottish author Robert Louis Stevenson. A plaque remains in his honour. Tahiti's black sand beaches and stunning sunsets was simply unforgettable. I'd never had any great desire to visit Bora Bora until I saw videos of people swimming with sharks and stingrays in the shallow, natural aquarium that is. I just had to do that. Having experienced the overwater bungalows and the cost in the Maldives, there was no urge to repeat it in Bora Bora, so we found a cheap accommodation for a couple of nights, which had a great pool and bikes for hire. We cycled the whole island. Life in Bora Bora, away from the luxury resorts, appears to be very simple. It's like a small fishing community, and being there for New Year's, virtually nothing was open. Unfortunately, the famous Bloody Mary's restaurant and bar was closed for renovations. It's still closed, but has announced plans to reopen in November 2025. Half-day tours to the Lagoonarium vary from 6,200 to 9,500 Pacific francs, which is about 70 to 100 US dollars. It's an incredible experience to swim amongst the sharks and stingrays in the beautiful warm shallow water. So which is the best travel destination? I never considered the weather when booking our vacations. I just presumed these places had fabulous climate all year round, hence their reputations. Plus, we were blessed with perfect weather at all three during our stays. I've since discovered videos from both Bora Bora and the Maldives where rain bucketed down for the whole duration of people's stay. And when you're on an atoll or Bora Bora, there are few options but to stay in the luxury resorts and pay the luxury prices for absolutely everything. And prices in Pacific francs are expensive when converted into Australian dollars. If it rains in Tahiti, there are plenty of options to keep you amused. Plus, Tahiti is the most beautiful place I've ever seen. My wife disagrees with me. For her, the Maldives wins hands down. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.